Hey everybody, we're back with Codea. Ready? Here we go. We'll just continue on where we left off. We have our basic project there. And first we're going to set up error code. This is one of the things I mentioned last time. And let's see how it works. We bring that little bar over and we tap on the little Wi-Fi eyeball and do error code. And here is my web address for where I am. And what this does is it allows me to take this address. And once I do that, it brings up the code here, and it brings up all my projects. So I want to work with the basic project here. And now here's my code, right here on the screen. Pretty crazy, huh? Yeah. So we type in the code. Notice the colors are all there. They are differentiated like it was on the app. But notice they're a little different colors. So you have to kind of understand that. Notice to update it live, you have to do the Windows R or the Control R depending on which program you're using or which operating system you're using. And now let's go over to Reflector here, and here is what you're seeing on the iPad as I move this around. So there it is. It is actually live from what I type in here on the browser. Let's see if we can put them up together. Alright, we've got it all organized here, all situated, and I've got them set up side by side. So we'll come on over here. We're going to change the color here, and let's change this to 255, and we hit the refresh button. And notice actually it does it pretty quickly. We'll change the background here, and it should change almost instantaneously. And notice how cool this is going to be. It's going to be really helpful for you, isn't it? Yeah, very helpful. And notice it's very fast, too. And there's a white hello world. And remember what this program does. This is the one where we had the current position. Notice we've got current X and Y position right there. If I move my hello world around, it's going to move where my current position is. So let's not actually do current X and current Y. Let's actually put in width. And we're going to multiply it by half, so that puts it in the middle, and then height times, I think, like 0.7. We'll put it right like a title screen, as if we were wanting to do something else. So there is my text. This is going to be my title. And remember, we've got these comments here. These, you really want to make sure that you're taking care of this. We'll do this as a title screen. So this is a title screen. It's going to pop up with Hello World, and it's going to have a different color as, say, the game. Now notice when I type things in here, it is not quite the same as if I were to type it in the keyboard on the iPad. It doesn't have the same tutorials, doesn't have the same thing here. So if I wanted to add a specific sprite, it's not going to pop up like the other ones did before. Does that make sense? So in order to do that, let's go back and actually let's hit the back arrow there. And then on the iPad, we're going to hit the back arrow. And then we're going to go inside our basic project. And there it is. Alright, so let's add in a sprite here. If we take the sprite command, we put the parentheses in there, tap on the parentheses, and you'll have a lot of sprites already built into the cargo or the Codea app here. So let's go to space art, space cute. Oh, it's so cute. All right, we'll put Miss Space Cutie on a rocket ship. All right, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to say, okay, when you first start off, when you're going to draw, we're going to put you at the current touch position of the X, and then I'm going to make it so that it follows me around everywhere I go. .y, and then I'm going to change it so that she is also in relation to the width of the screen. Size-wise, we're going to do 1/10 of the width, and there she is. Zoom, 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 back and forth. Now let's just say I had some land or some space, and let's just say I want to not just put it there. Let's put it in a number here. And can you imagine what's going to happen when I just put a number here? Let's just put the height of the screen, and we will put it at 20% of the screen. All right, now there is Planet Cutie. But now, no matter where I put my finger, above it, below it, on it, as long as I'm moving it, I'm only changing the X direction. So if you'd like a little scrolling game where this guy moves back and forth, you can just put your hand all over the screen and you can move it. Does that make sense? So you don't have to touch the cutie. You don't have to touch the cutie in the rocket ship. You can just pretty much touch wherever you want. So you can imagine how that would be really, really cool as you're bringing things down. Well, I'd like her to be a little bit bigger, so let's resize her. Let's do 20% of the screen. All right. There she is. She's huge. Awesome. Look at that. So we're going back and forth again, back and forth. And let's just say we wanted to put in a rectangle underneath. We're going to fill. We're going to go with green, do some dark green. We're going to give her some grass. So there it is. And then we're going to make a rectangle. We're going to draw a rectangle here. Tap on it. We will put it in the height. Well, we don't want the height yet, but we'll do width. We'll put width in the middle. We're just going to have it on the bottom. All right, so there's that. And then this will give us the width of it. Well, the width of it, I want it to be the width of the screen. And then the height of it, I want it to be like 20% of the height. So now we should have a green rectangle down below, which we do not. So let's figure out what's going on. Do you notice what I did? I multiplied it by 5 as opposed to 0.5. So that's going to be in the middle of the screen. It's going to be the width long, and there is our shape. So it's a little bit too big. A little bit too big, huh? So need a little bit smaller. Come over here to height. Change the height there. Not 20%. Let's do maybe like 15%. How about that? And we don't want width. We're going to do 0 because of the way the rectangular mode is set up. You're putting it down in the corner. So there it is. It's just right about that. And then we don't want any strokes here. Notice there's the stroke. Stroke is that outline, that white outline. So if I just unstroke it, boom. Now it'll be straight green, and there it is. Now I've created a platform for my awesome cutie rocket ship. All right, and you can imagine now what we can do is we can drop some things from the sky with her. So she could be moving back and forth out of the way of the objects just because I'm touching the screen. If I wanted her to go up and down, we can come over here and we can change this. Instead of current X, we would put like the width, remember having to do with the width. You don't want specific numbers in here. There's width. You want numbers in relation to the actual device. So we'll put it at like 0.2 that way, comma. And the height is going to be the current touch of the wire. And the width is still going to be the same. But if we hit play, rocket ship is going to be there, and she's going to be going up and down, instead of left and right. So if you wanted to change the rectangle, you could do that as well. But that's an easy way for you to control your character just by tapping the screen and moving it up and down. Okay? Pretty powerful, just being able to move a sprite like that, right? You see the benefit in it. You see how really cool that is. All right, so that's it for this tutorial, just on how to move a sprite, how to move it around, and give it a different size. So have fun. Put your own sprites in there. You can even draw your own sprites if you'd like. There are plenty of open source, no royalties, all that kind of stuff, places for you to download pictures. Check them out. I would look up something like, free sprites or royalty-free or open source sprites, and you'll definitely find some stuff that you can put in your game and have a lot of fun with it. All right, enjoy.